and welcome back to another Computer Sluggish Plus video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Rust, and straight away, as you can see, it really does look fantastic. But then it does help where I selected the beautiful mode as soon as you load the game up. As you can see at the moment we are getting about 40 frames per second, and our graphics card is currently using about, well, 100% now. It's all of a sudden just jumped up. It was at 50% just a second ago. And we are apparently using a hell of a lot of memory. According to the top left hand corner, we're currently using about 10 gig of RAM. As for our processor, which we are running a i7-2600K, it's not been overclocked at all. We are only using about 33% of the processor, which is absolutely fine. For the memory, I've got to say, I have got 16 gig of memory in this machine, Corsair Vengeance DDR3. Let's just pop into the settings now and take a little look, because the game does look a little, it's almost like it's got a bit of blur singe on it. I don't know if that makes sense, but to me it does look a little blurry, like that bush there. If I move around and then go back, it takes a while for things to focus. Let's just go to our graphics now and see what we've actually got. As you can see, everything's on up the top for the image effects. I'm just going to leave that for a second and see what else we can adjust. Right, graphics quality is up at 5. Large scale, okay, makes it darker under trees and buildings. Okay. Display, okay. Alright, let's just turn all this on then. And see, oh, okay, straight away you can, I don't know if you can see that here where my cursor is, but the grass it's just gone darker. So if you look at the grass right now and I turn that on again, as you can see, it's like it's gone darker. It's got like a bit of a shadow on it, which is cool. Right, what else have we got? Water reflections, let's bump that all the way up. Draw distance, now this is the one that's a killer. Let's bump that all the way up and see what happens. And we are on 37, 38 frames per second. As you can see, it's still very playable. Oh, who put those spikes there? I didn't see them. Yeah, it is still really playable. It's absolutely fine. The water looks really good, actually. It's a bit reflective when I was down here, I must admit. As you can see, it's got like a weird reflect on it. Let's just run around and see if our frames per second drop at all. They're up at 40 frames per second now. That's nice. That's good. Let's try this shadow distance then. Let's bump that all the way up to 1000. And that has done 0 impact on our FPS, which is nice. I did hope for this graphics card to be able to pull it off absolutely fine, to be honest. I didn't want any problems, and as you can see straight away, the game looks superb and it's 100% playable. There's like no lag whatsoever. If someone come over that hill right now, I could take them out very easily. But yeah, that is Rust. I'm just going to have a little run around now. Let's try turning some of this off. Let's see if this is what's causing that kind of blur in the distance. I reckon motion blur off. And bloom. Let's try that. It's still kind of got it. It might just be a part of the game sort of thing. But just turning off those two things, as you can see, we gain like, I don't know, about an extra 2 to 3 frames per second, which is nice. Obviously now we're on top of this hill, there's a lot more that we're trying to draw now, like in the distance, new items that we've not just seen, which is making the FPS drop a tad. Oh, there we go. I'm wet, nice and wet, but the FPS still stayed nice. Our processor's still sitting nicely at about 25 to 30% in usage. Yeah, that is nice. I must admit, I really do need to get on and start playing this game again. To be honest, I've not actually played it that much. I'm not gonna lie. I jumped onto some servers and normally I'm dead by now, and then I kind of just rage quit and give up. I'm like, no, I'm not playing this game. It's not for me. But it does look a lot better. Okay, so we are getting radiation poisoning now. I need to run back this way. But if you have got a GTX 960, an i7-2600K, and 16 gig of DDR3 memory, you are going to have no problems whatsoever to run Rust if you're looking to buying it. I hope this little video did help. If it did, hit the like button below, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. It's really handy when people subscribe. It just obviously helps the channel grow. Okay, just after I stopped recording, I just actually noticed there's a performance tab in Escape on the settings, which gives us more options. As you can see there, the max gigabytes we can use is 10 gig, which is fine. But here is the interesting part. We got particle quality. I can bump that up, object quality to 200, and tree quality. Now, let's jump back into game and see what happens. At the minute, not a great deal. It's still sitting nicely at 40 frames per second. Let's just turn back on our high quality bloom and motion blur and take a look. As you can see, even with all those quality settings up, we still are sitting, well, we are sitting a bit lower than what we were on the frames per second, but it's still playable. Oh, there was a little bit of lag there. As you've seen, we spiked down in the top left hand corner to 20 frames per second. Now that's not playable, that's not what you want. And it just dropped again to 23. Okay, so now that I have changed some of those options, it is a bit more laggy. On the GTX 960, but you know, it's still really nice, to be honest. It's only when you come across new trees or something then it's got to draw this new, you know, textures and stuff. But yeah, as you can see, oh, there you go, as you've seen just then, top left, look, it keeps dropping down to 22 frames per second. Unfortunately, with those options on, then you would not be able to run full max quality on the game, unless you can put up with the odd little drop on FPS. But yeah, that is it. Like I said just a minute ago, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more Computer Sluggish Plus videos.